Hi there, and welcome to the weekly roundup for Friday, February 18th. And if you're watching this on, this particular Friday, then I just want to share that I'm actually traveling to Texas today. Oh, wait a minute, my flight. I'm just kidding. Of course, I'm not missing my flight. I'm just pre-recording this. I'm recording this on Thursday, but this is still the weekly roundup for the week of February 18th. Just a silly little joke there. Okay, so I want to share a screen with you, and today, the weekly roundup today really is sort of inspired by a comment from Laura, and this is the comment. So this is a comment on Heard Online number 2, and she says, "Well, dang, now I'm even more confused than before." And Heard Online number 2 is where we review an essay by Alexei Guze, his thesis on sleep, which a lot of that essay revolves around how he questions sort of the common notion that we need this amount of sleep, and some often heard statements about how if you don't sleep X amount of time, you'll have problems with your immune system or this and that. He questions that. And Laura says, well, now I'm even more confused than before. And when I saw that comment, I was like, yeah, it is really confusing. It's so confusing when you start sort of learning about sleep and all the things you hear about sleep. It's so, most of it is actually quite similar. This kind of sleep establishment says the same thing. You need to sleep this amount. If you don't sleep, this is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But then you come across this channel or Alexei Guze's work where we say, no, there's no evidence to support that whatsoever. It can be really confusing. So I started really, I felt Laura's confusion there when I saw the comment. And there were two things I wanted to bring up that I thought could maybe explain a little bit why there's so much confusion. And please comment on this as well. And by the way, I don't know if you saw that, but Kristen's juices started flowing when she, that was a comment from her, by the way. So, I was kind of waiting for you to jump in there, Kristen. But anyway, okay, back to these two things. The first thing is what I call the burden of proof dilemma. When you, in the sort of justice system, if you claim that, so and so has stolen your car, then you make this claim, then you have to prove that. Like, the burden of proof is on you. You have to show that that person actually committed this crime, right? But in the sleep world, it's almost like the opposite. You have somebody who publishes a study and sees an association between, let's say, short sleep and something, and then they say, oh, look, short sleep is causing this, which didn't show at all, right? But they say that, and then the whole sleep establishment starts to repeat that. Oh, sleep, this causes this, sleep, short sleep causes this, right? And then suddenly somebody says, there's no evidence for that. But then the consensus belief is that, no, there is. So now it's the opposite. The burden of proof sort of lands on the person who says, well, I don't think there's any evidence for that. I don't think there's any evidence to show that short sleep causes immune problems, right? The evidence of proof is on you. So if you're saying this like I do, which is very tricky, because if somebody says, if you don't sleep enough, you're going to get this, prove that that's not true. Like, how do you prove that? You cannot really prove that without doing like a large randomized controlled study. So again, it's very difficult to prove that something isn't the case. But again, I think it's kind of backwards. The burden of proof should be on the one who makes the claim, in my humble opinion. So I think one thing that causes a lot of confusion is burden of proof dilemma. And the second thing is the tricky situation with incentives for the sleep establishment. When I say sleep establishment, I mean like the bulk of people who are like, PhDs, sleep scientists, wellness experts, public health experts, and things. The people in those positions, because if they say, as Alexei points out in an essay, if they say, oh, actually, there is no evidence to say that short sleep is harmful or causes any problems, then kind of why are they there? Like, why would they get funding for more research? Why do we need health policy experts? Why would we need this, right? They're incentivized to say, yeah, sleep is very important. If you don't sleep enough, this and this will happen, to kind of support their role, like to have something to do, if you will. So I think these things cause, unfortunately, a lot of confusion in the sleep universe. And I just want to point out to Laura and to anyone else who hears this. So this is what really came to my mind. This was the roundup for this week. Hope you'll have a really nice weekend, and look forward to having you back next week, in which we have actually 3 success story guests in one week. I think that's unheard of. So I think it'll be a really special week. So anyway, have a nice weekend, And let's hope you. Yeah, I was gonna say hope to see you back here soon. Bye for now.